Great. Good afternoon and welcome to the Educator Excellence Committee. We have all of our members here today. Great to see you. And the main point of discussion today is questions that we would like to ask. Um, I'll pass that over to you, actually, Jen, to specify here. But brainstorming some things that we want to ask the early educator focus groups. Jen, would you share where we are and how we're thinking about it?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Representative Chang. So, first of all, thank you, members, for your patience. I know it's been a process, and there were a lot of moving pieces, including me being out for a few days. Roma and I have been, well, Roma has been back and forth with the Office of Contracting and Procurement, just making sure that both agencies are on the same page with the scope of work. So it has been out for bid. The latest update is they said they were hoping to award a contract by today. So I haven't heard anything as of this meeting. It's possible Roma has received something, but he usually loops me in pretty quickly. That does still align with the timeline that we had on there. So if if it stays on track to have a contract awarded by today, we would kind of go for about 8 weeks starting next week from start to finish with the selected vendor. So that's kind of the update on where we are. The first step in that process, which I is on the timeline that I sent to you all, would be having a kickoff meeting with them. So as soon as the contract is awarded, I can initiate coordinating and scheduling with them to have a kickoff meeting with you. And I think that's the first thing that I'm interested in hearing from you all too is kind of your goals for the kickoff of the project, as Representative Chang said. So I'll pause there and see if there are any questions or other thoughts from you all.
Yeah, I have a question about the process from the bidders. What do they what do they present to be selected? I'm just thinking about like what kind of work they and thinking they would have done already when
Mhm.
we first meet them.
Well, that's a good point. I think that's why I don't know too much about OCP's process. I know that they're the ones who make the final decision, but it lines up with what we put, like our parameters that you all drafted and put into the scope of work. So, for example, they need to have at least 5 years of experience. They need to have conducted focus groups before. They need to have experience in like working with education policy. So whomever they choose will have relevant experience to what we're looking for. Um, but that's, I think, as far as I know. If you have more specific questions, I believe they submit like bids and responses based on what they saw in our scope. So I imagine they want to align up as much as possible with what was requested in there.
Ben, anything on your side before I jump in?
Um, that all makes sense to me. I think that once we know which vendor was chosen, it'd be easiest to figure out what questions to and goals to ask. I feel like because we would have the proposal and we could know a little bit more about their work um, and their methodology. Um, so it's hard, I think, to go about that the some of the goals right now, but I think uh or I think that there are other things that just like that we know we want to know that we could articulate, which we've already done in submitting like the bid.
All right. Um, Thanks, guys. I think, Jen, to frame it a different way, a lot of what, thank you for sharing the SOW summary, kind of reminder also as an email to us. to take a look at before this. It's pretty broad, right? And that's fine for this. But I think my goal for the meeting would be to drill down onto exactly what that looks like, right? Um, to the level even of, I would want a backwards map with him a bit. If we were to look back at this at the end, what would make us feel like this was worth funding, right? And what are the decisions that we're actually trying to make this year that they could help inform? Um, I think it would be helpful to go over some of the hypotheses that they already have. And that way we can pressure test it. What is something that we already all believe and we're just looking for evidence of versus what is an actual open question that we have, right? That we need some guidance on. And I think also clarity on exactly who we're targeting, so that we can really scope this out right and be as action oriented as we can with a short project like this. And yeah, those are my first thoughts here on where we would start. What does the team think we should do to make the most of the first meeting?
I think what you just said makes sense to me. I think your primary goal is to get on the same page with this organization. That way, because the goal after the kickoff meeting is for them to send a research design plan to you all for your feedback. So, in order to make it successful and make sure everyone's on the same page and kind of have fewer rounds of feedback, get things moving, it would make sense to answer a lot of those questions that you just said right there. And also logistically, like how many touch points do you all want to have with them over the 8-week period? Some of those decisions should be made as well.
Yeah, my major concern, as always, is going to be success of any kind of outreach. And so making sure that the three of us and the team can help where we can, but also not take that fully off their plate. Something else I would like to discuss.
Yeah, like roles and responsibilities should be discussed too.
Right. Okay. But otherwise, yeah, I'm good to proceed with Representative Williams' suggestion that we come back to this once we have it. So I would prefer not to have the next meeting be on this again. So as soon as you get it, Jen, could you share it with us and nudge us to get our questions over to you async?
Yes, and any kickoff with the chosen vendor would be outside of the ongoing committee, like standing committee meetings and work. You all can achieve your other goals in these standing meetings.
Should we schedule that now?
The kickoff with the vendor?
Just like block a time?
Yes, yes. I mean,
okay.
That works.
So you're saying that they were going to get selected today, right?
That's I believe OCP said hopefully by today. So.
And remind me, Jen, when is the deadline for, like, when was the start of the project supposed to start?
So in the timeline we put, and we did say estimated just in case, the contract would be awarded this week, and then we would have the kickoff meeting between March 27 and April 7. So within 7 business days of the contract award is what we wrote in the timeline.
Okay. Let's see. Um, I have a really, well, this is why we're doing this. It's hard for me next week. So I wonder uh, if we can at least make sure one or two of us in the committee can join. And I trust you guys, as you know, and we could at least have comments and questions we want to share async. Or if I can't, or one of us can't join, um, so let me back out of this piece. Okay, what is the best time for the staff? I think that's actually like really important that the staff find a time first, and then we see if we can join.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can, assuming the award is given today or tomorrow, I can pull it together sometimes. Because let's say, it's not awarded till Monday or Tuesday, that's then
Yeah.
you could potentially meet with them the week of April
Yeah.
6th.
Yep. Okay. Thank you. Hey, Ben. Um, any new business? For next meeting, Jen, could
Mhm.
we, in addition, of course, to talking about this, would you send the committee members the kind of broader project plan we had for the year as a
Sure.
reminder? And we can take a look at that and just make sure we're on track.
Yes,
See if we want to tweak anything. Just
okay.
it is April. Yeah.
I know. And I think off the top of my head, I know you all really wanted to focus on getting educator informed feedback, which is what is happening through the focus groups, but then combining it with, I think, advocacy with other policymakers in the city.
Yes.
So that's, I believe, what it looks like. So yes, I will send that. I also just wanted to say Taylor is, it's hard to believe, wrapping up her fellowship in the next couple weeks.
Wow,
I know it's
Taylor.
already been a
Okay.
year, so that's why I wanted to acknowledge her publicly and in front of all of you members
Thank you, Taylor.
and thank
Thank you
her.
guys. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm excited.
Yeah, it's bittersweet to
It
be
is.
losing her. So
What are you off to next? Have you decided?
Right now I'm applying for full-time positions, but wanting to stay in the education policy space, specifically doing
Great.
like research is really what I would like to do.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
so yes, we're always keeping
Good luck.
our eyes out for opportunities for her too.
Sounds good. Thank you, Taylor. And thank you, Jen. I will then close out this meeting.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you.
Thank you all.